Hey guys, what's up? Ruben here from the Midnight Garage. My JDM Honda Acty, it's finally back, and today we're going to do an update video. Okay, so how long has this car been missing from the videos? Let me check. The last time we did an update video on this car was the custom brake part for the JDM Honda Acty, published on February 23, 2017, and today when I am filming this it is October 14, 2018. So this car had been missing for quite a while. So why was my beloved JDM Honda Acty out of the picture for so long? Why haven't you guys seen it in videos more often? Well, in short, we have this annual inspection in Holland, and that means that every car needs to meet a certain amount of requirements. They have to test that every year. If it doesn't pass that test, then the car is not road legal and you're not allowed to drive it on the road. Now, we had some of these issues with the Honda Acty. The first issue was the master brake cylinder, which you can see right here. Now, the car had some brake issues and we thought it was the master brake cylinder. So Sander and Kees went off and modified a custom Honda Civic master brake cylinder so that would fit, because obviously I couldn't get new parts for the Honda Acty. And with that fixed, the car went off to its annual inspection. So then I brought the Acty to our favorite garage. That's where we, up until that point, had all our cars annually inspected. And then promptly it didn't pass the test because the wheel bearings were bad. Now, you think wheel bearings are bad, not a big issue, no problem, that's what I thought as well. So I ordered a new set of wheel bearings. So then a few days later I got my wheel bearings. Here they are right here. They look very nice. And I even got two of them. And I thought, yeah, that's great, I'm gonna bring them to the shop. But the shop said that these wheel bearings wouldn't fit. And that's because, well, that's something I know now. I didn't know that back then, but the actual rear wheel bearings of a Honda Acty, they look like this and not like this. And as you can see right here, these clearly would not fit. So when the garage told me that they wouldn't fit, I once again thought, okay, no biggie, I'll order some wheel bearings at another shop. So I did. I ordered somewhere else and I got the same wheel bearings again, the same ones as last time. And then I ordered them at another shop, same happened. So I did some research and it turns out that the Honda Acty suspension is grouped in the main European parts catalog with the first generation Honda Civic, with the first generation Honda City. So when you order rear wheel bearings for a Honda Acty, the wheel bearings that you actually get are the very old Civic, City, Prelude wheel bearings, which fit a front wheel drive car like that, but they do not fit the rear wheel drive car like the Honda Acty. So at this point, you're probably thinking, Ruben, you got the wheel bearings in your hand, why don't you just get them measured and order a new set of wheel bearings based on the size? Now, that's what I wanted to do as well, but since some time had passed since I ordered all these wheel bearings for the Honda Acty, I ran into an issue because the original guy at the garage that did all my cars, Ali, he left there. He got another job and then some other guy took over. But the other guy was not interested in the slightest to help me out get my Honda Acty fixed. So when I asked, like, could you remove one of the wheel bearings? He said, like, nope, because then the car is on one of my lifts and then I cannot use it anymore. And that cost me a lot of money, so tough luck, I'm not gonna do that. Then I asked, can you, like, put it outside? I can even put it outside, like jack it up and then remove a wheel bearing from the suspension so that the car is outside, no problem. And he was like, nah, don't feel like it. So then I went on the journey to figure out what the actual sizes of the rear wheel bearings were. I checked on Mini Truck Talk, I checked on some Honda Acty forums. I even, got the original shop fan with all the information. And the only thing I got was like this exploded view that had the rear suspension on it. I even went to the Honda dealers, and even though they really wanted to help me out, they just couldn't find the information on this car because it's just way too rare. And since it's a first generation Acty, there's just not that much known of it in comparison to the second generation and third generation Honda Acty. So that sucked on my part. So I was trying to figure out the sizes online, and by the time, I think it was around September 2017, and everybody familiar with the Midnight Garage probably knows what happened in September 2017. That was our police raid due to the big mix-up, but as a result I had to move all my cars. I wasn't allowed to park any of my cars outside anymore. It had to be split over warehouses, and in short I didn't have any space to bring my own Honda Acty back to figure out what the size of the rear wheel bearings were. So I basically was stuck guessing online and randomly ordering stuff and hoping it would fit. So after a lot of research, some of my friends were working on this as well, we finally managed to backtrack the correct sizes of the rear wheel bearing, and we finally could replace these ugly ass wheel bearings. So I took the new wheel bearings, I went to the garage and said like, hey, here's finally the correct sized wheel bearings, please put them in the car, just make sure that the car passes its annual inspection, I'll pick it up because I really need it, thank you very much. But these new guys at the garage, they really weren't interesting. They basically sent me excuses upon excuses upon excuses for months until it was around March, I think. And at that point, I think it was almost half a year, I was completely done with it, and I said like, you know what, I'm just going to pick up the car and I'm going to see how I can fix this myself, because this is taking way too long. So then after that, a friend of mine said like, you know, bring it to my garage, it's just a wheel bearing, I'm just going to check the car, I'm going to fix the wheel bearing, you probably have the car back within a week. So I was very happy, dropped off the car there, then they checked the car for its annual inspection, and it turned out that there was a whole lot more wrong with the car. So long story short, I ordered everything to get the car fixed, but in the meanwhile the guy left there because he had to continue his study, and now the people didn't have any time to basically finish up their own cars from the garage, let alone this very weird car right here. So we still were in for a couple of months of delay, and that sucked once again. At around this time I finally had enough space to bring my car back, so that's what we did. We brought the car back and me and my friends set to work to basically fix every point where it had failed its annual inspection. And we did change a lot. For example, all the brake lines that you can see right here, they're all new. I've put new wheel bearings up in the front because they weren't good enough. I replaced bushings and I did a whole lot more. Oh yeah, and the exhaust was rotted a bit from the halfway point on all the way to the back. And since I couldn't order new exhaust parts and there was no time to weld up a proper exhaust system, I did the ghettoest thing I could imagine and straight piped it. And that sounds like this. If it wants to start, almost. So yeah, it sounds like a lawnmower and it's about as fast as a lawnmower, but it's a whole lot of fun. So with the checklist all done, we put the car on the trailer, we brought it to garage number 3. They checked everything, they said okay, it's good. We got the green light, the car's road legal again, and finally after almost 2 years I could drive it again. And that was in the nick of time, because as you guys all know, I had to move from the first garage to the Midnight Garage Generation 2, and everything that you can see in the background, everything except for the cars have been moved by my little JDM shop van. So I was so happy that I finally had it back. And now I'm going to swap out my headlights and my city lights. They originally are white, but I'm going to swap it over for yellow. So I get some very nice yellow bulbs and I get some yellow city lights. And I'm going to swap it over. It's just my way of saying thank you to my car for helping me out so much during this move. Wow, that does look pretty white if I look in the camera right now, but I can assure you that if you look at the reflection on the CRX, it's pretty yellow. Now, it's not something that I had planned, but it's just a little fun thing I wanted to do right now. Now, I do have a couple of plans for this car. The first thing that I want to do now that it's back is to lower it, because it's way too high. How I'm going to do that, I'm not quite sure yet. Probably I'm just going to flip the leaf springs in the back and put some lowering springs in the front. But I know there's a guy, for example, Fresh and Minty Car Shack on Instagram. He has a Honda Acty on hydraulics, and that's really awesome, so I might just do that. Probably not though. I want to put a roof rack on just because that's fun. And I'm going to redo the entire livery. Now, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the livery just yet. This is the old 1989 Honda Civic EF9 Jax livery, and it was fun for a while, but I'm kind of bored with it, so I want to do something else. But if you guys got cool ideas, post them in the comments. I might just do that. Also, if you guys got some other cool ideas for the shop van, just let me know. I heard a couple of people said that I should put floodlights on the car in the front. It sounds cool. Maybe it's a bit too crazy for the Acty. Maybe it's cool enough. I don't know. But anyways, that's it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Leave a like if you did, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos with the Acty. And then hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one, which should finally be the Honda CRX, because the final parts are in. Yeah, finally. Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.